This video is brought to you by Lost Epic. The group behind this game, Team Earth Wars, gave me a copy of the game to talk about, and I got to play it on Twitch. Bam, 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 bam. It's button mashing the game, and I like it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mustache. Perfect. I have mustache, we are ready to go. Definitely a different experience for me. Lost Epic is a 2D side-scrolling action RPG, available now on Steam. You can choose from 30 different weapons, more than 100 skills, and say hello to this cat over here. I can talk to cat. Good talk. As of right now, it has 7 to 10 hours of gameplay, but more content will be on the way later this year. I'm usually a button mashy happy slashy kind of person, but I found myself having to think about my attacks and strategize since this was a bit harder than I expected. If you fancy an action-packed side-scroller with anime graphics, then you should definitely check out Lost Epic. Yes, I'm aware green screen is missing the corners because this thing is a freaking circle. See? But it keeps stretching out. Hey, Robyn, miss you to get rid of you yet? No, but she's trying. Okay, so I was hearing this all over YouTube and Twitter that apparently the Kadokawa President was talking about pro-censorship in regards to manga. And it's like, huh. Okay. So I pulled this article from Otaku USA magazine, which I remember collecting when I was growing up. I miss those magazines. The president and CEO of manga publishing giant Kadokawa Takashi Natsuno has received heavy criticism in the past week for comments perceived as pro-censorship. On July 21st, at an Abema Prime program, he said the following. A lot of Japanese manga won't press review at Google or Apple, so while keeping that in mind, I do somewhat have the feeling that we have to re-establish the standards of what is okay to release and what isn't for the internet era. In the publishing industry that I'm in, everyone is in the pro-freedom of speech camp, but I do get this strong feeling that we have to withdraw the line somehow. Boy! What? That's just opening up a can of worms. What gives you the right to say what is and isn't okay? Like, there are some things like, intense graphics and exploitation that would make readers uncomfortable, but define your standards. What are your standards? If it's something that will bring harm to the audience, that's one thing, but if it's just, sexual things, like fan service, get out of here. Get out of my house. The comments did not go over well with creators from Negima. Yes! Ken Akamatsu, my man. He's always there on the front lines of freedom of speech in Japan. I love him. Negima creator Ken Akamatsu, who has previously spoken out about freedom of expression, commented, "It appeals to shareholders to conform to the standards of foreign capital." Preach! Yes, king! Yes! Novelist Mikito Chinen weighed in by saying, if censorship were to happen, then Japan's manga and anime would lose all their predominance. It would, honestly. Manga and anime are received well overseas because they were created with freedom and without consideration for what will do well there. It is quite dangerous for this kind of opinion to emerge from Kadokawa. Natsuno has since walked back his remark and apologized. He said this is not the direction Kadokawa is going in, and he's chosen to give himself a 20% cut from October as a personal punishment. Give credit for where credit is due. At least he's one of those CEOs who will actually take a cut. Like, wow, you don't see that many CEOs doing that. Say new. There we go. Sorry, the comments are like acting up. But yeah. And let me raise this up a bit. This guy right here. suggesting that manga needed to be censored in order to appeal to the Western audience, mainly because he's saying that like Apple and Google aren't really reviewing their products because of the contents inside. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, maybe now's not a good time to consider censorship in regards to entertainment when the entertainment value here in America, well, there in America, I'm in Australia, hi. The entertainment quality seems to be going up and down. Like, did you guys see He-Man? Oh, I'm sorry, did you see Tila? I mean, I got the idea of He-Man, Masters of the Universe Revelations, which I think is just now called Masters of the Universe Revelations. Like, I can not understand. Like, I can see where the idea is going, and I was interested, but two things that really bothered me in regards to, you know, this new version of Master of the Universe. One, it was heavily advertised that this was He-Man's show, and even Kevin Smith said, you know, He-Man is part of the show. It's all about him, and that didn't last long. I'm not going to spoil anything. It is a Tila show. It's focused on Tila, which is fine if you were to tell us straight up this is a Tila show. But then you give us this really unlikable character. Like, for her to be offended that Adam lied to her on the day that she was supposed to be she's supposed to take over for her dad. I forgot what the term was called. I'm just like spacing out because it's like 9:40 a.m. here in Australia. I'm just trying to wake up. Hey. But she finds out who He-Man is, and a certain thing happens to him, and everyone's devastated and upset, and she just takes the attention away from that and gears it back to her. Like, well, how do you think I feel? He lied to me, and you guys knew about it without telling me? It's like, uh-huh. So yeah, Kadokawa, maybe not worry about meeting American standards when we don't even know our own standards. Like, the entertainment value just keeps going up and down in regards to American entertainment. Which, later on, we're going to be talking about how Netflix wants to make a live-action Pokemon. Help me. I'm scared. Help me, I'm frightened. And, like, for you to say that, like, oh, we need to meet the standards of Apple and Google so they'll actually review our products, like, even then, it just feels like no matter what you do to appease to Google or Apple, it still won't be enough because they'll still see anime as something for, you know, people that like fan service. Let's look at some of the comments here from J496. Netflix wants to do what? Just let Detective Pikachu team handle it. Actually, I like that movie, Detective Pikachu. From Carson Fela. Why can't we have fun with things anymore? Yeah, we can't have fun anymore. No more fan service. No more human characters just being humans. Just, we need to have perfect characters with no flaws that respect everyone, because that's an interesting show, right? Luis Morales says, censorship costs time and money to change dialogue, painting and over pictures and text, and re-recording video and audio. Worth it? 300% no. Censorship is a waste and bullies people and language. I mean, it all boils down to supply and demand. If there is an audience that wants the content that Japan is producing, then that's where all the money is going to go towards. You're seeing like a dip in sales in regards to Western entertainment, especially for the comic book industry. You're seeing a dip in sales for those. But there is a huge increase in manga sales, and there's a reason why. Not only does it have more freedom with how the characters are designed and what the characters can say or do. The stories just are much more developed. It's as if they prioritize the stories and the characters rather than appealing to modern politics. I'm not trying to say that like modern politics is like extremely bad. Like, there are some things that we should take into consideration. As long as it doesn't affect the story and the character development, then by all means. Like, I'm okay with some of the choices they made with He-Man, but I just felt like the main character herself, Teela, she's just very unlikable. I also love how, like, there's magic running out in the world, and they need her help, or else the entire universe is going to die. And she doesn't care. She's like, no, I gave up on magic, and all of you lied to me. I hate you all, so it needs to end. Like, what? Girl! Universe ending! That means you're gonna die. Your girlfriend's gonna die. Everybody gonna die. And you're okay with it because some people lied to you. This is what Western audiences see as a good character. Overall, I'm glad that like everyone in Japan just stood up and said no. Like, censorship is not okay. Let the artists have freedom to produce whatever they want, and the audience will determine if it's good enough for their wallets or not. That's how it should be. Like, let the people speak. Let the people decide with their wallets. That's how it needs to be. But for some productions to say, no, we're going to tell you what is appropriate for you. Like, you're not convincing me to open up my wallet. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, fam. Like, for you to tell me what is appropriate for me, I think I'll pass.
This was a clip from a podcast Brad and I host together every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We talk about anything new in the anime world while answering some of your questions in the live chat. We hope to see you there for our next podcast. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America.